Hello, fellow starseeds tuning into my channel. Thank you for being here. I'm getting a strong pulse today, a very, very, very strong vision that I wanted to share with you guys around the third eye. So this is going to be an energy update for the entire week of June 28th, 29th, and then 6 days after that. So into July. To you guys watching, your third eye is starting to increase in its ability to see into different realms, to see into the inner worlds, into the hidden side of life. So it's almost like you can look through a keyhole or different keyholes and pull information from different timelines. I'll give you an example. If you're in a friendship right now where there's tension, or in a relationship and there's an elephant in the room, you can actually alter your vibrational frequency, right? So switch your radio station or your antenna to tune into their subconscious to pick up information, to extract energy, and to extract thoughts that they may be having about you that they haven't shared with you before, which is the hidden side. So, for instance, if you've never really needed something from this person and there's tension there now, well, you can actually change the roles. Let's say that every person in your movie is a character and you're going to play magical chairs and imagine that you're a different person. So, you're the same person but with different variables. So, if you've never needed anything from them, now you can imagine, all right, if I needed something from them and I was in need of help, because I've been the one helping them, would they be there for me? And the first vision that you get, that's your third eye receiving information from their subconscious mind. So you're altering your own frequency, you're altering the game or the stage, and seeing the scenario from a different angle within your brain, from a different room within your mind, to pull information that you may not have necessarily gotten if you were still assuming the same role. All right, it's kind of a difficult concept to explain because it's very abstract, but I like to use metaphors to make the information relatable. So, and I hope that that makes sense. Now, this is not why I came online. I came online because I got a message attached to that. Your uncanny ability to now see into different timelines, to now extract information from different scenarios, to pull records from people's subconscious minds. Where we can fall into a trap as we awaken is we will build resentment when we actually see into the hidden side of life. We will actually get mad at that person for not having shared their motive. And we have to remember that most people have motives. That's just, you may even have a motive that is still in your shadow land and that you're still unaware of, that someone else may be picking up on through the same thing that you're doing. They're receiving information from their third eye about you that has been kept hidden. And oftentimes these motives are not intentional, they're not deliberate, but we're running unconscious programming. So we're not aware that we still hold that karmic imprinting. So the main message I wanted to give you guys is that make sure not to get mad at them. Because now that your psychic faculties are opening and you're drawing all this amazing information that you may not have had available to you before, so much is going to be revealed to you that you were unaware of. And we can't get mad at people. We can't. If you receive something that's from their unconscious mind or from their subconscious by timeline jumping, which is what you did earlier with that exercise, like if you were someone that never needed anyone, would they be there for me if now I'm in the one who's in need, and are they going to show up for me? No, because they had a motive. Or it could be that you've been collaborating with someone on some sort of a project, and then you pull out, and then let's say you play with your imagination and you say, all right, would this person be my friend if we weren't collaborating? oh, no, they wouldn't be my friend. That's you timeline jumping. So I call this being like a spiritual grasshopper because you can hop into a different timeline by altering your vibrational frequency. And again, these are advanced concepts, but I'm sharing this with you because you guys are star seeds and your third eye is opening so much now. We can't make the mistake of blaming them or shaming them or getting mad at them. That would not be fair. If anything, you're being gifted with a sixth sense. You're being gifted with all those abilities that you've had many lifetimes, perhaps in future lifetimes, that are coming back to you now. And you're being gifted with that. So, as difficult as it might be for you in the coming days to not get mad at them, try to do your best to process the information and digest all that you're receiving. Uh, all of us are perfect, but we're also imperfect in that we've adopted a lot of belief systems from our bloodlines. We've adopted a lot of belief systems from our Akashic records, so all the lifetimes that you've had before this, limiting belief systems. And so all of those are purging now. You're going through a purging process, which I like to refer to as a divine purging process or divine pruning process. So what you can do is have an open dialogue with them, and that's the other message I got today, is this is a good time to start to implement transparency in your relationships. Be very real with people, get raw, get down to the nitty-gritty without being offensive or without getting defensive. All right, what we're being called to do as the ground crew, as the star seeds who are here to seed light energies and higher frequencies of the future. What we're here to do, part of the mission here, is to bring everything that's hiding to the light, to bring all those shadows into the light. So it would be completely appropriate for you to have open dialogues with these people that you're having a telepathic transmission with or telepathic exchange with, but make sure not to point the finger. Otherwise, you're just going to be devolving again. And if you open your heart and have an open communication, then you're going to be evolving while bringing all that darkness into the light. So that darkness is going to spiral upward with you and be brought into the sun, into the central sun, if you will, and without offending anyone. But I wanted to jump on here real quickly to tell you guys that yes, the energies of ascension are accelerating right now. So your third eye is going to be expanding like no tomorrow. Your sixth sense is coming alive. And please don't think you're crazy if you tune into different energies or if you're receiving different visions about people, visual imprints, whatever it is. Don't think you're crazy. What it is that you're altering your frequency, whether this is you're doing this knowingly or unknowingly. You're altering your frequency, and then you're pulling data. You can call it cosmic data from that person's subconscious. You can even do this at a mass level, meaning at a collective level, where you can play with your energy to tune into the energies of the collective. All right, you would do this by simply, let's say, thinking about the worst that can happen in this world without judging that particular frequency, and then imagine that you're traveling through a tunnel to connect to all the people who think that the worst thing is going to happen and that there's going to be a cataclysmic event or an apocalyptic event, and then you can just pull information from what they're thinking. And by doing that, you're actually bringing the shadows into the light, especially if you give and extend love to them. You can also tune into the higher echelons of the subconscious mind, the people who think positively and who are connecting, all connected to the higher density consciousness, to the higher grids of consciousness. You can do that as well. So if there are wizards out there, if there are other star seeds like you can connect to that energy and then pull data from there, meaning like maybe techniques in your meditation or different things that you can do with your hands to activate different portals, or there are different things that you can do. But I simply wanted to come on here to remind you of your goodness, your kindness, your openness, your ability to communicate lovingly. And yes, this is going to intensify. You're going to start getting flooded with all these different timelines, all these different possibilities, all these different scenarios. And it's going to be very eye opening. I should say, third eye opening. Because, and I do this all day long. I've been doing this for years where I will connect to a certain frequency and then I will pull information. And I don't always do it like with people just because that it's not that it bores me, it's just that like I like working with higher dimensional beings and wizards and spirit animals and just extraterrestrial intelligence. That's what I prefer to do. But every once in a while, if I feel like there's tension with someone, I will kind of pose the question. And posing the question in itself can alter your frequency. So that's another good tip. Or you can just use your imagination. If you guys haven't noticed, I'm very much about the imagination because the imagination links to the spirit world and the imagination is also the subconscious. So you can link to other people's subconscious. So what I would say is you can just utilize your imagination to assume a different role, like playing magical chairs and seeing what their response would be. And then you can pick up on different people's motives without punishing them for it, but recognizing that that's an aspect of themselves that's in the dark, that's still in the shade, and then you're going to pull that aspect by either having a conversation or by also processing your emotions and making sure that you don't get too upset because they probably didn't mean to do it. They were unconscious. So I hope that helps. I love you guys, and I will go ahead and post this now. Please share, please subscribe, and thank you for your continued support.